Welcome to Piledriver Rasslin. I'm your host, Nick Stewart, and my co-host for today is KB. How's it going, KB?
Man, I am ready and excited to kick off this podcast. We are ready to go and talk about some great things up and coming. Let's go, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Before we get started, though, I need everybody out there to do me a big, huge favor. Need you to click the like and the subscribe button and hit that notification bell where you know when we're on the air, when a new video's been released.
We appreciate the love and support out there.
That's right, we sure do. All right, it's time to, first thing we're going to do, we're going to review this past Monday Night Raw, and then we're going to preview SmackDown and Saturday night's main event. So, the first thing is, can Jey Uso beat Gunther?
Can Jey beat him? The answer is yes. The other question is, will he beat him? And I think that's a big yes as well. I think we're going to see an upset leading into Saturday Night Live. Could be wrong, but I see that you've got to put some gold on Jey Uso. He is the hottest thing going right now, as far as the Usos go. And I think that you got to put some gold on him. He's selling out stadiums. He is the main event, Jey Uso. So you've got to put the gold on him, baby.
Yes. I also started trying to think of some other scenarios that go why I would pick Jey Uso, because I'm right there with you. I'm going with it, which Jey Uso having that gold around his waist and Roman Reigns not having nothing. That's going to start something too. I don't, that's just my opinion. Because Roman, he's jealous, He's the only one that's supposed to have that gold in the family. But then you also got Sammy that might be coming after him, because not jump, ahead of the game here, but I think there's going to be some tensions rising here between the Usos and Sammy and KO here shortly. But because I still can see Gunther winning, but I really think Jey Uso is going to get that gold around his waist this weekend.
Well, I mean, he's due. Again, it's about sales. And when you look at Jey Uso's sales, you're coming out with Travis Hunter.
Right.
You're coming
he's
out.
The hottest thing right now.
You're coming out with all these stars. Why not slap the gold around his waist? To me, Gunther has been a great champion. I think he's a fighting, a guy that's going to continue being a fighter to fight his way back up. But really, he's not really moving the needle, and I think that's why you got Jey Uso winning the gold this Saturday. I'm calling it. Let's go.
All right. Well, we got one upset for this weekend. All right. Now, what do you think about KO and Sammy joining what do you think about their promo this past Monday?
Well, I mean, you could definitely tell that, some things, I think they're trying to allude that they're going to get back together. My opinion is they're not, though, not right away. I think it may be at WrestleMania they might get back together. But Kevin and Sammy have always kind of had that on and off again, friendship. And I think that's just kind of what is playing out again. And it could lead to Sammy and KO at WrestleMania, so, maybe he doesn't want to have anything to do with KO. Maybe he turns on KO and a lot could happen, so, again, it's that on and off again friendship that's been going around for years. And I think at the end of the day, they'll always be friends, but also it's kind of like frenemies, right? They're friends and enemies at the same time, right?
Right. Now, my personal opinion on Sammy, I like heel Sammy better than babyface Sammy.
Oh, absolutely.
everybody started liking him when he became babyface because, you're supposed to like the babyface. And, him doing all the bloodline stuff. And I enjoyed all that. But I really enjoyed, especially during COVID there, when he was the guy that he thought everybody had a conspiracy against, and I enjoyed all that. So I would love to see heel Sammy and heel KO together, wreaking havoc on everybody. That would be that'd be good for me personally.
Yeah, KO and Sammy have always played the better heel, and if they're going to be together, one can't be the good guy and the other one be the bad guy. They either got to be both good guys or both, bad guys. It needs to be one or the other. Or, again, is one of them going to be the heel and one of them being the good guy and they wrestle at WrestleMania? That could be a possibility. Again, it's all about that frenemies. You never know.
Exactly.
And that's why you love wrestling, though, Nick, is because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what that script says, and I think that's the cool part about wrestling is it leaves that mysterious, you want more, and that's what it's all about.
Exactly. All right. The next question I got for you. Do you think they're about to push Karrion Kross?
Yes, he needs to be pushed. What I love about Karrion Kross is he's redeveloped his character. That's key to any wrestler. Sometimes you got to reinvent yourself, and he's done a great job at it. So I feel like he's fixing to get a really big push. There's a lot of directions he could go, but I really feel like he will get a push. He needs a push because he's done a good job of redeveloping that character and kind of that cynical. Just a different kind of character that he's developing, I should say.
Now, the reason I asked you that question, did you happen to see him in the background of that Sammy and Seth promo backstage?
I did, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, he kind of had a little thing with Sammy last week, when the Miz and Sammy got into it. But I think Sammy's going a different direction. I think Seth's needs somebody to feud with, and I think it's going to be Karrion Kross, and I think he's about to get the push he needs to get up the ladder a little bit.
Absolutely. And again, he's developed his character. You got him back there in the shadows, he's kind of sneaking around and, ready for an attack, and that's his character right now. It's kind of like he's a little sneaky little guy, but then again, he comes out and he reveals what he's going to do and, attacks. And so I believe that you're right. I think that he's going to get that push. I think we'll see some good things, at WrestleMania for him. And he deserves it. He's been working his tail off. So, nothing but great things coming down the pipe for him, I believe.
Yes. All right, the next thing, I'm still enjoying, he's only had 2 matches with WWE, but I really like his style in WWE, and he's changed his style since he's changed it a little bit since he's got to WWE. It's Penta.
Oh, but yeah.
my opinion on Penta, on the style things, everybody's like, oh, you must be an idiot, Nick, talking about he's changed his style. When he was at AEW, it was like spot wrestling, and just let's see how many different flips and different type of other moves that we could do. But it seems like with WWE, on the 2 matches, which he's worked 2 good wrestlers too, there's a lot more physicality to it.
Yeah,
and he still gets his moves in.
Well, I think it comes down to this too, though, Nick, is who you're wrestling with. Some of those wrestlers bring out the best in you. And,
right.
I thought that Chad, Gable match was phenomenal. I feel like that, you've got to change some things up because, again, what you did in AEW, you've got to change it up a little bit in WWE because you can't hit certain moves in WWE that you can in AEW, because it's not permitted. And so you've got to change it up a little bit. But I think Penta is off to a great start. I'm looking forward to his brother possibly joining him down the road. But to me, he's coming out. He's smashing it. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He always has been, you know, and Lucha Underground and all that. You're talking about a high flyer, high maneuver. And I don't think you've seen the best of him yet in WWE. I think the best is yet to come for Penta. And I believe that you're going to see him, you know, his stock going to rise. You know, and I see him getting gold but in the championship form, if his brother comes over, Ray Phoenix Jr. comes over and joins him here soon.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. And my favorite move of the whole show Monday was actually Zoe Stark's missile drop kick off the top rope. I jumped down my chair. I was like, that was awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, Zoe Stark doesn't get enough recognition of what she does. She's a phenomenal wrestler. You know, again, it's kind of like she needs that push as well, you know, in that women's division. I feel like the women's division is kind of lacking, so maybe she's that person to kind of bring it to that level it needs to be, you know, especially with Ronda Rousey now not being, you know, part of wrestling. I think she can fill that void. I think she can take it to where it needs. You know, again, you're looking at a missile drop kick, which was amazing, you know, that she did that. A move that we're talking about even right now. That kind of stuff puts people on notice, and it makes fans want more of it. So I think you're going to see more even in the, you know, the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble. And I think she's going to get a little push there for sure.
I hope so. I would like to just see her be just a little more demented, a little more evil, just because she's a heel right now. And I would like to see her just go to that, I want to say Shayna Baszler heelish attitude, but maybe not that far, but
yeah, she's got
a different style.
Right. I mean, when she was in NXT, she definitely knows how to get it there. I think, you know, when you're called up, you kind of get lost in the shuffle, and you got to work your way up. And I think Zoe has the potential of working her way up. I feel like that she's going to do great things. Again, you're talking about a missile drop that was amazing. You know, everybody in the audience is going crazy. You know, and again, you know, it's an amazing move that people want to see more of, you know, and I think she's going to offer up more in 2025 than what she has in the past. So, speaking of dropping, hey, drop us a comment, drop us a like, drop us a, you know, subscription. But we'd love for you to talk to us, and we'd love to interact with you fans and hear what you got to say on what you thought about Zoe Stark. So drop a comment and let us know what you think about that as well.
All right, let's go to the next. We got Seth and Drew, and with Sammy coming in to save the day, and it didn't happen.
I don't think it's going to happen, Nick. I don't think that Sammy's got his own things to worry about, right? And I don't think he's going to interfere in this match. Just, you know, just looking at it from a story standpoint, what would Sammy have to benefit from, you know, joining this group? Could be wrong, you know, could happen, you know.
No, I wasn't talking about Sammy joining the group. It was Seth and Drew. Their match, after the match was over, after Seth won, Drew went ballistic, started beating them down, and Sammy came out to help Seth out.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. I got you now. Yeah.
Then did a hallelujah kick on, was going to hit Drew with it, but it hit Seth.
Oh, yeah.
How's that going to...
Yeah, how's it going to play out in the long run? Gotcha. Yeah. You know, I mean, again, I think that just leads up to the Royal Rumble. You know, I'll pay you back, you know, kind of thing. You know, I think that's what's going to kind of play out, you know, during that time. I don't think we'll get any real beef from that. I think it'll just be like, I owe you one kind of thing. Could be wrong, but just the way I kind of see it, like, you know, hey, I'm going to get you back at Rumble and, you know, and throw you overboard. I think that's where that's going to lead to. Could be wrong, but just my thoughts.
Why do you think they're going with Drew then?
Oh, Drew is a loose cannon right now. To me, Drew is like wanting to fight everybody, right? So I
Right.
mean, it could go anywhere and everywhere with Drew. Who knows? Because
Now,
again, Drew's not locked into one person. Because
no.
his whole mission is to destroy the bloodline and anybody's connected with it. So
Right.
that's his main mission, right now.
And I can see him and KO kind of joining, which they already kind of started working together a little bit. I can see him and then eventually draw Sammy into the club there. But really, I think Drew and KO, they've been telling the truth about everything. Who's
Yeah.
really wrong?
Yeah. What
You know,
what does KO shirt say? Kevin's right. So
right.
Kevin's always right.
Right, Kevin's always right.
So KO is, like I said, he knows how to sell things and play the victim for sure. I mean, that's what any good
Right.
heel does, plays the victim. It's
Mm-hmm.
Cody did me wrong, and this is what's happened. And so again, I feel like that there's a lot that could happen there. Again, that's why you tune in. You kind of see how the stories develop. You see how they unfold, and it's just fun to watch because, again, that storyline could go 1,000 different ways. We can guess at it and estimate where, where they go, and the truth is they can swerve you at any minute. So that's what makes wrestling fun.
Nah, that's what I like about it myself. All right, let's talk about a little upcoming wrestling. Friday Night SmackDown. You got LA Knight versus Tama Tonga.
LA Knight, big time win. He takes it. Unless the bloodline interferes, but I really don't see that happening.
You don't see Jacob coming out there to help him.
I don't see Jacob coming out there to help. I mean, it could possibility could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, most likely you're going to have Jacob come out there, then Braun Strowman's going to come out there, and nobody really wins, and they continue the feud.
Yeah, that's true. Again, it's why you love wrestling because you never know where it's going to go.
Right.
You're probably right. He'll probably come out there, because the bloodline's always known for helping each other out and interfering. So, you're probably spot on when it comes to that. But I still view it like LA Knight wins this match. I think
Gotcha.
LA Knight is really hot right now. And I think down the road we'll see a LA Knight versus Penta at WrestleMania. That's what I'm calling. Yeah.
LA Knight versus Penta at WrestleMania. That'd be a good match. All right, the tag team division. I'm gonna throw a match out here that's happening Friday night.
Okay.
I want you to tell me who I think has the bigger upside. You got the Motor City Machine Guns, which has done awesome since coming over, and I enjoy watching them, versus Pretty Deadly. Who do you think has the most upside on those two?
I mean, of course, the momentum has to go with the Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, they're one of the hottest tag teams. That's why you brought them over here in the first place. That's why you signed them to bring that energy. But I will say, Pretty Deadly is pretty funny. And, they're very entertaining. So I can see Pretty Deadly winning this, with an upset. And again, just my prediction, but I think Pretty Deadly gets the win.
Yeah. I'm thinking Motor City Machine Guns is going to get the win, but I'm rooting for Pretty Deadly. They entertain me, which, like we discussed before, off air, I hope they kind of change their gimmick a little bit and just see where it goes from there, because I like their wrestling, I like their entertainment, their promos, everything's awesome to me. I like to see them get a push here shortly. All right, let's talk about Saturday night's main event. Now, this is the big thing on the weekend.
Yes. let's get into this. I'm ready for this.
Gotcha. Well, we got KO and Cody signing their contract
Well, you know this is
for
gonna,
for Royal Rumble.
yeah, you know this is going to go back and forth, Nick. They're going to go
Mhm.
back and forth. It's going to get heated. KO's
Yeah.
going to take some shots. Cody's going to take some shots. You know, I see it being, a little bit of a physical brawl, some low blows, but a very good segment that leads up to the Royal Rumble. I think I think WWE knows how to bring the fans back, have the fans tune in. Listen, I think, what was it, 4.9 million people turned into the first episode of Netflix, I believe it was. I mean, so where do you go from here? You've got to keep people coming back. WWE does a fantastic job bringing, their fan base back, with more entertainment. So I see this one being more of a confrontation, a little bit of physicality. I think we'll get in a little scuffle. I think it goes out into the audience, and
Oh, yeah.
because again, Kevin Owens loves to fight, right? So
Right.
he's going to give you a little preview of what's to come at Royal Rumble. Calling it.
Call it. I just hope he has a good T-shirt on.
What if he says Cody sucks?
I agree with him.
Or Cody's wrong or something like that.
Cody's wrong. That's so good. That should be the shirt.
Go
Cody's
ahead
wrong.
and hashtag that right now. Cody's wrong.
Cody's wrong. All right, we got Rhea and Nia for the championship gold.
Man, Nick, can I be honest here? I feel like
Yes.
that this match is just kind of thrown together. I know they have some, I know they have some history there, but it felt like it was a little bit rushed, between two
It is.
powerhouses. And, I don't have Nia Jax winning this. I think that something happens, somebody interferes, but, Rhea's she'll remain the champion. I don't see her dropping the belt. She just won it back. I don't see her dropping the belt, that soon. That would be the shock of the night. If she dropped that belt that quick, I'd be like, what in the world, But we could possibly see somebody come back to help in that match. And could we see Charlotte? Could we see, the man come back, and help out in that match? I think something, somebody
The
come
man.
back. Yeah, the man.
But
Becky Lynch.
Why she wouldn't be helping Nia out though?
No. I'm just saying.
Okay,
as far
helping
as, like,
Rhea.
helping Rhea
Gotcha.
out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, could we see somebody like Charlotte or Becky Lynch come out and help out? I don't know. Possibility.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, I don't see why this match is really on here. To me, they could have done without it, and that's just my opinion. Again, as a fan, I want to see it. I think it's going to be a good match, but it just doesn't it's kind of like it's just thrown together at the last minute. Like, oh, we need a women's, championship match. Let's just throw this one in here. It would have made more sense if you had Tiffy time and Nia Jax kind of, trying to regain the, the belt or whatever.
Right.
But again, I know Nia's on a different, roster now, but still, you could have crossed over. I mean, they're going to cross over at Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
So what's the big deal?
All right, we done discussed Gunther and Jay, so we both agree that Jay's gonna win.
Gotta win. Gotta win that gold, man. It's his time to shine. It's yeet down, and then it's going to be a yeet down, beat down, brother. You can tweet that too, so yeet down, well, I should say you could exit Twitter's, change the X. So, yeet down, beat down. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that he wins, and he gets the gold, and we're going to have a yeet moment, man. People are going to be going crazy, and I think they're going to start chanting, "We deserve it," and it's going to lead up to some other things.
Gotcha. All right, then we got Sheamus. Can he finally win the IOC?
He's got to, man. I mean, he's got to finally win this gold. I mean, for Sheamus, he's been chasing it for so long, and I believe it's going to be his time. I think the belt does change. I think it doesn't hurt, Braun to lose. I really don't. I think Braun can just go up from here to chase after another belt. Even possibly challenge Jey Uso for the world championship. So again, a lot could happen, and I think Braun can just move up, and chase after other gold. Sheamus needs to win this, but to become the Grand Slam champion. And I'm saying on Saturday night, he does it in front of the thousands and millions of the Rocks fans. I think Sheamus, the white jar of mayonnaise, finally wins it. And, I think he deserves it, man. He's put in the work for many years. Give him the Grand Slam championship and put that gold on that man.
I agree with you.
Because everything's better dressed in gold, Nick.
Then we got Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman.
Again,
two powerhouses there.
Again, my opinion and my opinion only. Braun, I like Braun. I liked him from the start. I liked him being in the Wyatt family. I've watched him be ringside, and part of, different things, different gimmicks. And he's come a long ways. And I really, admired the guy and putting in his work and stuff. But he just hasn't developed, to me, his character the way he should. I mean, my goodness, in my opinion, he should be unleashing, the monster within. That needs to be his role. Kind of like the Hulk. You got the new Captain America coming out with the Red Hulk. You got to come up with some kind of new gimmick that where you unleash the monster within to where it changes you to where there's no controlling the monster. And I think he needs to kind of reinvent himself, come up with a, instead of just going, roar, kind of thing. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great wrestler. But again, Jacob is one of the hottest wrestlers. There's no way he's not winning this. There's no way that, he doesn't, pin the monster. I mean, the Wolverine is on fire, man. The guy like that size shouldn't be able to move that kind of way. And I got him, Jacob Fatu, winning this match and winning it pretty big and making a statement Saturday night. So, yeah, that's who I got. What you got?
I got Jacob Fatu. I agree with you on Strowman. Braun, I think he needs like a handler like Jesty with Festus.
Yeah, he needs somebody, I mean.
He needs somebody because it's the same thing. It was the same thing when he was with Ricochet, same thing before that, same thing after that. He'll go chase around the ring and do a clothesline or, he needs something. And Jacob Fatu, he's going to show him who the real deal is.
Nick, in this business, you got to constantly reinvent yourself. And that's what Roman did. Roman took himself to where, a level to where he was untouchable. Cody's got that ability to do the same thing. If Cody wants to change his gimmick, he can go heel, and he can be a champion for a very long time himself. We're talking about Homelander Cody. We're talking about heel Cody. We're talking about, things that we can see from Cody. Cody is not one-dimensional. And if you start becoming one-dimensional, you're not going to last long in this business. I think he's a great wrestler, but again, you've got to come up with a creative side of your, person. Again, think about Stone Cold Steve Austin. He went and he was stunning Steve Austin for all those years, and man, all of a sudden, he takes a hiatus, and he comes back, and he his wife was talking to him, about not letting something get Stone Cold, and he was like, that's it. I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. And look where he's at today. You don't know him as stunning Steve Austin with the reel and doing this right here. You know him as, in the blonde hair. You know him as the bald-headed, oh, yeah, Stone Cold. That's who you know him by. So you've got to redevelop your character, and I think that's what Braun needs.
Just before we leave, I got one person I wish, he's a Hall of Famer, but I wish he would kind of reinvent his character before he retires in a few years. Yeah, I want to see him become a bad guy for a little bit. You know who I'm talking about?
Who you talking
Talking about Rey Mysterio.
about?
I'm tired. I'm tired of watching the same gimmick that he does. I want him to. I want him to. I want the devil to come out of him a little bit. Just do a little heelish stuff, then he can go back being a good guy before he retires. But I think that would be interesting. A little swerve one day.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Ray come up with, something instead of this same old that you've been watching for 20, 30
Mm-hmm.
years, coming up with
Mm-hmm.
you got in this business, you got to be able to, pivot and come up with something, like you're talking about with Ray, that would be incredible. I'd like to see, here would be another swerve. What if he just joined Dominic and become the bad guy, and then you got somebody like Penta and Ray Phoenix Jr. that hopefully comes in and they start a feud. Man, that would be, you talking about a fire match, those
Yes.
four going at, yes, that would be incredible. That would be, Dave Metzer would be going 7 to 8 stars on that match. I mean, that's how good
Yes.
that match would be. So I think it's,
Uh,
again,
yeah, WWE, if y'all do that, y'all owe us some money.
yes, book it now. So they definitely owe, and they owe me money for Cody's wrong T-shirts as well.
Cody's wrong. All right. Well, you got anything else to say about Saturday night's main event?
All I got to say is let's get ready for Saturday Night Live main event. It's going to be an amazing time. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Tune in. Jey Uso wins that gold. We're going to see Sheamus finally win that gold. That's the two belts that I see changing on Saturday. Nothing else really changing. But pretty good lineup. And I love the fact that they're going back kind of old school,
Mm-hmm.
almost like that old homage, to pro wrestling. And I think
Yep.
it's, I know it's not pro wrestling anymore. We're wrestler entertainers, but you know what I mean. I
Right.
think it's really good for them to kind of pay homage to that old style, old school wrestling. Because that's what
I
got
agree
you
with
there, right?
Yes,
So,
exactly. All right. Well, we're going to call it wraps for this first episode of Piledriver Rasslin. I'm your host, Nick Stewart, and here with co-host KB. We'd just like to tell y'all goodbye. Remember to click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks. Have a good day. Enjoy that wrestling.